media pool. This is one thing. In this video, I'm going to talk about our 2 group videos and my experience of participating in the teamwork. The first part of this video is about Jonah Berger's steps principles and how they helped us construct contagiousness of our videos. Secondly, I would like to share my experience of teamwork and see how it contributed to our project. How do things become popular? Berger and his colleagues examined hundreds of contagious posts, ideas, and products to look for the reason of people to talk about and share something. In Berger's well-known book Contagious, he concludes that steps principles, which refer to 6 core features of a particular content, should be the answer. This theory has 6 principles: social currency, triggers, emotion, practical value, public, and stories. In brief, social currency is a feature which can satisfy people's desire to construct their ideal images and identities in their social relationships. When people sharing something with others, they always think about, what will they think of me if they see this? The second principle, triggers, indicates a clue that can stimulate people and remind them of related things. Emotion is what makes people feel something and cannot help sharing. Evoking people's emotions successfully always means contagiousness. Practical value usually means engagement and taking action. Public principle suggests that making things more observable makes them easier to imitate, and then they are more likely to become popular. And the last principle, story, is a strategy to make something so integral that becomes indispensable in the narrative. The importance of the 6 principles above may not be equal. According to Pressgrove and his colleagues' research, which is based on tweets, the most prevalent principles should be social currency, positive emotions, and public. This suggests several possible factors which may influence people's preference when they evaluate information. For example, nonprofit practitioners usually focus on the social currency or emotions. Here, I would argue that the importance of the 6 steps principles also varies in different genres of content. Our first video is an introduction of the School of Medicine in the University of Liverpool. When we were making the plan, we found it quite difficult to tell a very interesting and impressive story in such an educative video. However, it might be stereotyped and boring if we only presented some information about the School of Medicine. So, we designed a scenario in which a girl was invited to visit and experience the life as a student of the School of Medicine in her dream. This story is very simple because we just want to make our video more vivid without paying much attention to the story and emotion principles. We try to set triggers in the video. For example, the O, which sent the letter to the protagonist, was the one in Harry Potter movies, which was quite recognizable. Thanks to the popularity of Harry Potter, we were hoping that the audience would recall our video when talking about Harry Potter. According to the client brief, the client wished to increase awareness of clinical skills teaching, and there are 3 groups of target audience: current students, prospective future students, and general public. In order to meet the requirement, we decided to apply some practical value on the content. In our video, the girl was invited to the School of Medicine, where she practiced CPR and learned how to use the teaching tools.
week, sometimes before and sometimes after. Everything that's in here is what we learn, and it's what we need for when we go out into hospital. So at the minute I was just doing some CPR.
Can I try it?
Yeah, you can.
When she woke up, she searched for the school and accessed to the school's website. We have shown the process step by step, attempting to guide the audience to do so. Challenge is always opportunity. In our first video, we found it difficult to construct a story. However, we also believe that a good narrative can make it more contagious, because the story is one of the best ways of evoking emotions. Our second task was to make a video for Williamson's tunnels, which was built hundreds of years ago by a wealthy merchant, Joseph Williamson. When planning for this group project, we felt story could be a good point cut. Then we came up with two plans. Plan A was about the story of Joseph Williamson, and Plan B focused more on the volunteers working there. We hoped to explore more about their stories with the tunnels. We finally chose Plan B because information of Joseph Williamson could be easily found on the network, but the experience of those volunteers there couldn't be found everywhere, so it was much more precious. Even though the two videos are introducing a place and trying to attract people, the genres of them are not quite the same. The first one is more like an educational video because it has provided some practical content, like CPR. But the second one has focused more on the volunteers' narrative, which tells the audience what they are expected to do rather than how to do. In addition, I believe that more social currency is manifested in our second video. Although the two videos are for the public and masses, they have more specific target audience. Those people who are interested in the School of Medicine may be the present student there, and those who are considering relevant major. Such target audience group is quite narrow. The motive to share this video may be just to show someone's interest in medicine and nursing, or their consideration of choosing this program. The video about Williamson's tunnels is more public and has a larger target audience group. It is relevant not only to those living in Liverpool, but also to people who are interested in exploring local culture and becoming a volunteer. When they share this video, they may be indicating their initiative of social events, curiosity about legends, and willing to devote themselves, which can help them shape a positive image from different aspects. In addition, effective teamwork is the premise to achieve our goals. According to Bruce Tuckman's team development model, there are 4 stages of development: forming, storming, norming, and performing. I'm going to talk about how these 4 stages have been identified in our own experience of teamwork. The first stage is forming. At this stage, there are always features like confusion, uncertainty, assessing situation, testing ground rules, filling out others, defining goals, setting acquainted, and establishing rules. When we started to work together, we were not very familiar with each other and felt uncertain about what we should do next. After several times of meeting, we had an overall idea about everyone's speciality and exchanged our interpretation of the task. We even shared videos we made in the last semester and discussed about what we could learn from others' videos. In this way, we set our objectives quite soon and got into the next stage. The stormy stage sometimes had disagreement over priorities, struggle for leadership, tension, hostility, and clique formation. When we were making the proposal, we had many different ideas. In order to solve such disagreement, we evaluated the feasibility of those ideas, picked out those we thought better, and combined them together. Since there are only 5 people in our group, we didn't meet many of the problems. That means we experienced a very short storming stage. The third stage is norming, where a sharing group is founded. Group members establish the consensus, leadership, trust, standards, new stable roles, and cooperation at this stage. This was quite important in our project. Here, we had a clear division of labor. For example, Jiang is very good at directing and editing, so she took relevant responsibilities. Since she was the most enthusiastic member and had excellent technical skills, we agreed that she was the best one to be the team leader. Tian and Mo said they could finish the storyboard. I am experienced in audio recording and thus became responsible for the voiceover. And we thought Zhang was suitable to act as a protagonist. The next stage is performing, which includes successful performance, flexible task roles, openness, helpfulness, delusion, disillusion, and acceptance. At this stage, we were active and could finish our own work independently without surveillance. We conducted meetings at intervals, collected everyone's outcomes, and filmed together. In addition to the 4 stages above, Tagman also developed a 5th stage called adjourning, where disengagement might disturb the process. This stage usually occurs when the team members have worked together for a long period. However, we haven't reached this stage. According to Tagman's theory, a team developing from the first stage to the last one is becoming more effective over time. And I would like to suggest that sometimes several stages will be repeated. For example, when we began to work on the second video, we had some divergence about the new task. We went back to the norming stage where we shared our questions and ideas with each other and came up with a consensus about how to achieve our goals. We spent less time on this stage than in the previous video project because we had accumulated some experience of communicating with other members. Such efficiency could be also attributed to our trust and positive attitudes. Reflection and summary are also significant for a team to improve. For example, our first video contained several cartoon visual effects. However, they failed to make the video to be funny enough as we expected. So, we abandoned such design in the second video. Instead, in the process of editing, the shots shift from one person to another quickly to make the content more compact and to increase the sense of professional.
Member since 1999. My main role is a volunteer digger and tour guide.
I take care of the money. I also deal with the memberships.
When I first started, this was full from the top to the bottom. I'm just one of the diggers.
Moreover, we thought we could be more active in the promotion of our video. In the first project, we only included several relevant accounts when tweeting. But at this time, Jiang sent our video to Liverpool Chinese Student Scholars Association, which was an influential organization in Liverpool. Our passage and video were posted on their official WeChat account and got nearly 400 views. In conclusion, we have learned how to choose steps principles and highlight several particular contagious characteristics in our video project, according to the general and other demands. On the other hand, we have acquired precious experience in team working and identified 4 stages in Techman's team development model. In the future studies, I think it is necessary to improve my skills in editing and try to find more resources which can help the promotion. If you like this video, please click like and leave your comment. Thanks for watching.